Dodge just wrapped up Speed Week where they unveiled modern muscle, or what we have right now, present muscle, I should say. And Stellantis on their Facebook page was just talking about the things that were uncovered today. One of the things that stuck out to me most is this right here, where basically Tim Kuniskis introduced the fact that they're literally selling stripped cars. Now, basically, the way this works is if you are a Hellcat owner, or I should say if you were a Hellcat owner, or if you were a Scat Pack owner of a Challenger or a Charger, basically your car has probably been stolen. And then what they did was they stripped it. So the empty shell of the car was delivered back to Stellantis' factory, and then what they did was they painted it white. They painted it white. And after they painted it white, they resold it to you for $8,000. So that's basically how it works. That's basically how it works. You had a Hellcat, you had a Challenger, a Charger. And in your car, within the last 2 years, with the rampant violence and the car theft, your car was stolen. And when your car was stolen, they took it back to the factory, they repainted it white, and then they fucking sold it back. And then they sold it back to you. They sold it back to you. So that was one of the things that they fucking unveiled today. That was one of the things that they unveiled today. So really, I'm waiting for tomorrow because I really want to see the future. I want to see the future cars. Okay, I gotta get this out of my system. Because I swear to God, when Tim Kuniskis showed up, when he pulled the cover off, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, they're selling stripped cars. All right, I gotta stop. Okay, so anyway. Okay, so anyway, they call it the well, something in white or something. I don't know. But yeah. So basically, if you recognize any of these kits being sold, chances are the reason why you recognize is because it used to be yours. Okay, so I gotta move on from that shit. Okay, Dodge dealers are making it easy for 2022 Dodge Challenger customers to add a convertible top to the world's quickest, fastest, and most powerful muscle car. The new integrated transportation ordering process allows customers to place aftermarket orders and pick up finished vehicles. So basically, I think it was California Customs or Florida Customs or whatever. I don't even know the name of the company because, to tell you the truth, to this point, it doesn't matter. What they were doing was they were taking these cars and they were turning them into convertibles. Even way back in 2011, I had made a video where I saw in the dealership, they actually had a convertible made car, and they were selling it brand new. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was a regular 392 Hemi back then, right? Now, the only thing that concerns me, and I'm pretty sure maybe they've worked this out, the thing that you have to understand about these convertible cars is that when a car gets longer, what ends up happening is it's more subject to twisting of the body. So when you see these really big convertibles that are really long, like the Rolls-Royce convertible, like the one that has the teak wood deck, those cars are really, really heavy. And the reason why is because they have to reinforce the floor. And what they do is they run these big steel pieces across the floor, because the problem is this car actually gets a lot of its strength from the B and the C pillars. So all of that body construction, those rails that are above your head on either the left or the right side, All of that is part of the actual structural rigidity, right? So when you make a convertible like this, it leaves it more likely that it can be subject to twisting forces. Because you got to remember, a car doesn't ride flat. That's what you have a suspension for. A car allows the wheels to go up and down and whatnot on either side. And a car is almost never riding flat, almost never. There's always, one side is always raised slightly more than the other because, as you know, the earth is not fucking completely, the earth is not flat. The earth has bumps and shit. The road has bumps. The road isn't perfect. So, I'm guessing that they've certified these things in some way. Maybe they've checked them over. But for the most part, buying one of these things, I don't think is a good idea. Now, I would say the Challenger looks the best as a convertible. The Charger looks horrible because it's not designed that way. But the Challenger, it's kind of passable. But just understand, this is aftermarket work. This is not Dodge work. This is aftermarket work, and it's shipped to you completed and everything after you buy one. I'm not interested. The Dodge SRT Hellcat Durango, which was the only Hellcat truck that they actually made properly besides the TRX. The Jeep Trackhawk, they ruined. The Jeep Trackhawk should have been called Jeep Hellcat, and it should have had Hellcat badges just like this Durango. And it should have had a Hellcat hood just like this Durango. But they purposefully nerfed it in order, I guess, to sell more Durangos or whatever they did. It was a horrible... Whoever was behind ruining that truck needs to be fired immediately. Hopefully they already were fired. Hopefully their pension was denied from them. But they really did a horrible job on that truck. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame that they were allowed to get away with that. But they ruined it. So, again, the Dodge Durango is the one that was done properly. Even the, I'll say it like this, even the Dodge SRT Durango with the 392 had a better muffler exhaust than even my Jeep SRT. Functionally, it's the same damn vehicle. It's just that one has a third row. But they purposefully nerfed it, and they did that on purpose. They purposefully nerfed it. I'm sorry. So they're saying that the Dodge SRT Durango Hellcat is the ordering for it. You can continue to order it. And as Kaniska said, the end of the year 2023, December, that will be the final point where you can put orders in for a Hemi-powered Challenger or Charger. Me personally, I'm not going to miss them. To tell you the truth, buying that... Dodge Charger Hellcat was an absolute complete... I have to say, it was a waste of money in my opinion, and also it was a mistake. Had the Chrysler 300 Hellcat been given to us, I would have bought a Chrysler 300 Hellcat and I would have kept it. But what they did was they nerfed the 300. They only put the 6.4 with the 8-speed in Dubai. And then they never gave us a Chrysler 300 Hellcat, and I'll never forgive them for that. In fact, I'm going to say something else about that a little bit later on, but I'm never going to forgive them for not giving me what I wanted. I had two SRT 300. I had the 2006, and I had the 2012. I was expecting a Hellcat 300. They never gave it to me. So I'm disgusted, and I'm never going to forgive them for that. Okay. And I'm also never going to forgive them for ruining the Jeep Trackhawk. Hellcat, the Jeep Hellcat. I got to stop saying Trackhawk. That's a stupid name. So anyway, Stellantis also says the Dodge brand celebrates the end of an era. And this is what I already talked about. They say that they're going to have a bunch of special edition models. Obviously, you know about the jailbreaks. The jailbreak, what's funny? The Red Eyes really didn't get much fanfare. If you really look at the views and whatnot, I gotta turn this fucking Discord off because these motherfuckers. Hold on, just 1 second. Let me just turn this shit off. Let me cut the volume at least. Okay, so anyway, the regular Hellcats got plenty of fanfare. The Red Eye Hellcats really did not. The Demon got a bit of fanfare, but the problem with the Demon was it wasn't something that you could easily aspire to get because for the most part they were all built, ordered, sold out, and then when you saw them sold out, they were demanding sky-high prices for these things, which, like, where you have a $90,000 car, but they're demanding $150,000 or $160,000 for it with markups. And I have to say, the Demon was one of the one cars that they built that I could actually understand the reason why a markup was necessary, and I can also understand somebody who's willing to pay that markup, because those cars were limited edition, and those cars were very, very special interest, because that's not a regular car, especially when you're dealing with something where you're taking it straight to a drag strip and it comes with tires that are not really street legal, those drag radials. I can almost understand the reason why some people are willing to pay over sticker for that one. As far as these regular Hellcats, if you pay over sticker, listen very carefully to me. If you paid over sticker for a regular Hellcat, you're a fool. And you know what they always say, fools and their money are soon parted. When I walked in there to buy my Charger, I told them up front I'm not paying overcharge. The important thing to me was I wanted to find out what they were asking for the overcharge, just so I could tell them I wasn't going to pay it. Because what they were trying to do is they were trying to hide the sticker. And they did that knowing that it's easier for their finance department to screw with you if you don't know what the numbers are. But I knew what the numbers were walking in. So in any event, that's what's past is past. I didn't pay over sticker, and I never would. When I went in to try to buy the Jeep Trackhawk, I came in with my checkbook in hand to East Hills Chrysler, and they told me it was going to be $30,000 over sticker. I laughed in the guy's face, and I was like, no, thank you. And I just left. I was like, I'm not paying. You must be out of your fucking mind. It's like I could be a billionaire and I wouldn't pay that. Out of principle, I wouldn't pay you that kind of money. $30,000 over sticker, you must be out of your goddamn mind. So, that said, in fact, I'm going to talk about that again at the end, just like I said. So, that was one of the other things. Now, that was pretty much the end of their major news. This right here is a picture of the heads-up display in the Ram TRX. Of all the Hellcat vehicles that they've built, I have to probably say that the Ram TRX is actually probably my favorite. Not just because of the Hellcat engine, but specifically because it's the only thing that they've built that actually comes with every single feature. The Ram TRX has heated and cooled front seats, heated and cooled rear seats. All of the features, even the window for the glass back is powered, heads-up display, and it's a gigantic freaking truck. It's the only thing that they've built where I can say, you know what? They put everything they were supposed to put into this thing. And for them to demand $100,000 for a Ram TRX, that to me was fair, because for what you were getting, it was fair. That to me was fair. Now, the overcharges I can't abide by, but I felt $100,000 for the Ram TRX was fair. As far as the Jeep Trackhawk, they did nothing to that car. It looked regular. They painted the calipers yellow. That was it. It was like, I was like, nah, man. It was like, y'all demanding $100,000 for this, you out of your goddamn minds. The Durango Hellcat, I don't think is worth $100,000, because first of all, the Durango Hellcat should be cheaper than the Jeep Hellcat, and the issue is the Jeep Hellcat is built better than the Durango Hellcat, and the Jeep has higher end quality materials inside. So as far as I was concerned, for the Durango Hellcats to suddenly skyrocket in price to like $100,000, I'm like, nah, you're out of your mind. Long story short, that was the first day of their unveiling. So that's it for today. That's all the news that they have released today. So as you can see, you can buy your Challenger back that was stolen from you, stripped, and it's now painted white. You can buy it back and you can rebuild your car. I believe that the sticker they're going to put on this, they're going to call it the St. Louis Special or the Detroit Special, one or the other. So basically that's the major news for today. Tomorrow, I believe, is supposed to be Future Muscle, so I'm absolutely going to be tuned in because I want to see what they, are trying to pass off as Future Muscle. I want to see it. As you know, I've already pre-ordered my Cadillac Lyriq all-wheel drive. The last thing I'm going to say, for any of you who absolutely want to buy one of these products, there's a couple of things, and in my next Apocalypse driving video, it's going to be more than 2 hours long. The things that you need to make sure of is when you get a warranty on one of these cars, you need to absolutely make sure that they're covering a loaner car for you. Now, some of the dealers have loaners, but if you move from one state to another, or if you go from one dealership to another, chances are they're not going to give you a loaner car. If your car ends up having to go in for service, you can, and especially right now, or especially during the times of supply issues, you can be without your car for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And if you have to get back and forth to work, renting a car, using insurance to rent a car, it ain't cheap at all. My aunt, for example, just got the new GLE. I made a video about it a while ago. You probably saw it. Her windshield got cracked by a tree branch. Now, the rest of the car is okay, but here's the problem. The car had to go back to the dealer. This is Mercedes, mind you. The car had to go back to the dealer, and because it's a leased car, they're not allowed to just put any windshield on. Like Safelite can't just put a windshield on it. Their windshield had to be ordered from Germany, shipped from Germany, and it has to get here to America. She's been without her GLE. Now, this is like a $75,000 or something car. She's been without her GLE for the last 2.5 weeks. In the video that I make, my Jeep SRT is still awaiting an alternator, a piece for the steering, and a head gasket part. And I've been without my Jeep SRT for 3 weeks. Now, I had other cars to use. It's just that I preferred using the Jeep instead of the other cars. And even though, and this is all going to be in the video when it comes, even though I extended my warranty using the Mopar Max Care warranty, they make no promises about loaners. And normally, I made a couple other videos where they loaned me like a Chrysler Pacifica minivan. One of the reasons I actually really liked the Chrysler Pacifica minivan. I had also at one point had a Jeep Cherokee, and I had also at one point had the Dodge Journey. And as you know, I've made videos about those cars because I like having a used car like that to take in and out of the city if I so need to drive instead of... You do not want to drive an expensive car into New York City. Either you're going to get sideswiped, somebody might try to fucking rob you and take your car, somebody might break into your car. You've probably seen these people have been scratching nice cars. Some of these cars are fortunate because they have cameras. I haven't really talked about this, but one of my cars, I drove to a barbershop inside New York City, and when I walked out, my car had been sideswiped. This wasn't the Jeep, but this was a different car. I don't even want to talk about it because it makes me so angry. And it had me, and it was a beautiful car, sideswiped. And a sideswipe isn't that big of a deal because you got to take it to the insurance company. They got to look at it, and then you got to basically leave it in there for 3 or 4 days. And it makes me not want to drive a regular car in and out of the city. Now, when they have a loaner to give you, you don't mind driving that in and out of the city because if anything happens to it, it's fully insured, but it's not going to put you at a loss. So the bottom line is, I don't see myself buying a Stellantis, Chrysler, Jeep. I don't see myself buying any of those vehicles anytime soon, honestly. I just don't. I don't see myself ever buying any of those cars ever again. And that's just the simple fact. I'm not happy with some of the service issues. I'm not happy in how they deal with the customer. And I've got stories about that. And that's just how I feel about it. You know, you can do whatever you want. I know some of y'all are desperate to get fucking scat packs despite the fact your steering wheel don't even say SRT on it. But it's like, nah, it's like... I want to see what they have for their future electric cars because I own shares in the company. Right now, I have over 1,000 shares in Stellantis. So I am anxious from that aspect. But personally, I don't see myself buying anything. Originally, I thought, yeah, I'll wait and maybe see the Chrysler Airflow concept or see what kind of electric muscle they got. Me personally, I'm done with them. I am fucking done because it's so frustrating dealing with. I am done. So I'm heading over to Cadillac as soon as Now, Cadillac sent me an email today, about 2 hours ago, saying that within the next 4 months, the 2023 Lyric initial orders should be deliverable. So it looks like by December, possibly latest January, I'm going to have my new electric Cadillac. But the one thing I got to say about Cadillac, I've leased 4 cars from them. And their service has been perfect. Specifically, Paul Conti Cadillac. And I will say the other Cadillac was North Bay. But I only leased 1 car from them. But personally, I'd rather deal with Cadillac. At this point, I'm done. It's like, I think it is, as you get older, you don't feel like dealing with any aggravation at all. If you pay $85,000 for a Jeep, you expect to get top-tier service, or at least something near it. If you spend an extra $3,000 on the warranty at signing, or if you spend another $3,500 on an extended warranty, you still expect to get top-tier service. Right now, I'm not happy with the service that I'm getting. I'm not happy. And I will say this, not too long ago, I put my car in for service. Some issues went down with the car during the service, and it was returned to me not fully fixed. And in not being fully fixed, it caused me to have to spend another $600 to $800 to get side shops, specifically Mavis, to fix things that should have been fixed when it was at the dealer for that service. And I will also say this, when it was in for service, by not putting it back together perfectly the way it should have been put back together, it caused me to have to spend more money. So the bottom line is, when I had to do that, that survey shit, I said, no, I'm not happy on the survey. And sure enough, I get a call, and they're like, oh, well, you said you're not happy on the survey, so we didn't get paid for this deal. We didn't get paid for this job and everything. And they really wanted me to basically bite my tongue. Mind you, while my car was sitting on that lot, somebody went into my car, rummaged through my things. As far as I remember, I didn't lose anything because I don't leave anything cool in there. And while they had rummaged through my things, they went and stole a fucking Jeep Trackhawk right off the dealer lot. I was only lucky that it wasn't my car that was stolen. And then, even if I ignored that, they were supposed to fix my car, and they didn't fix my car. And it caused me to have to spend another $600 while dealing with a very annoying and very embarrassing squeal coming from the Serpentine Belt area. I'm done. One of the things that I have to say about these cars, especially these muscle performance cars, you spend so much money micromanaging them that in many cases you have no idea what your actual reliability is. If you're constantly replacing tires and you're constantly replacing brakes and you're constantly upgrading parts, canceling out warranties, you don't know what your real reliability is. You couldn't know because those parts are not covered for warranty. So if something breaks, the only time you feel it is when you've modified something that they absolutely won't cover. And when it breaks, it's so expensive that all they do is point the finger of blame to you, and they totally ignore any obligations that they would have had you not modified it. Exploding engines is one of those things. Damage to your suspension due to you putting ridiculously sized wheels is another. So my thing is, as I'm nearing the end of summer, I'm just saying it like this. As far as I'm concerned, I think I'm done. I don't foresee myself buying any more of these products. I'm not happy with the service. The long-term service sucks. Depending upon the dealer you go to, the short-term service may be okay, but the long-term service is not. And quality control needs to be worked on, and consumer happiness and customer control. I think those things need to be worked on. That's just that. So me personally, I'm not in it. When I buy a car, I'm not racing nobody. I'm not modifying the shit. I'm just buying it because I want it to be comfortable. I want it to be reliable, get me back and forth where I gotta go. And I want it to look good and to be fun to drive or enjoyable to be in. This whole thing where these people are egotistically buying these cars because they're trying to show off, and it's become a dick measuring contest. It's like I'm done with that shit. So if y'all want to put in your orders and y'all want to rush up in there and y'all want to buy these things up, if you want to buy one of these strip challenges right here, y'all go right on ahead. You buy yourself that. But I'm done. I am done.
To be continued.